Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a great video, as always. This is probably going to be a long video, throwbacks here and there. We got some throwbacks in there, so we got some creepy, funny, strange, weird, whatever. But just be sure to hit the subscribe button if you are new, and hit the like button so we can get in the algorithm. This video can get pushed out to more people. Hope reach more people. If you can please do that, and everyone's appreciate it. But with all that being said, this is going to be a good one. So stay tuned. Yo, buckle up, man. This is about to be a long one. All right, let's get into it. Hold on.
Product that says made with organic ingredients. You really understand what that means. It means that 70% of that product has to be organic, and 30% does not have to be organic. So that 30% could be GMO, it could be pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, and fungicides. Next one is organic. That means that 95% of it has to be organic. 5% could be GMO, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides. Then we have 100% organic, okay? If it's 100% certified organic, that means 100% of it has to be organic. And this is a confusion because people say, well, I'm eating organic. Yeah, well, okay, you're allowing some pesticides. But this is way better than this. And this is way better than commercial food because you're getting at least less pesticide. So you see a product that says made with...
It sucks. You can't even get healthy food. Like, man. All these years, man, we've been eating, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But hey, at least try. That's all you can do is at least try, you know? I know it's hard out here, though. It is. You can't get nothing healthy nowadays. For real.
One reason most people's affirmations don't work. It's one reason a lot of the seminars they take don't work. Now let me tell you a principle here that's critical. It's called the 30-day principle. Research was done at NASA. They had astronauts wear concave lens goggles for 30 days. Concave lens goggles make your world appear upside down. Imagine 24 hours a day for 30 days, everything's upside down. You're trying to negotiate the stairs, your soup, which looks up there. You got to reach down here to eat it. They did this to see if they would become nauseous, if they would lose their ability to focus, if they would become hostile. How would they relate to being in outer space when there was no gravity? That was basically the experiment. What they found that they didn't expect to find was that 25 to 30 days into it, every one of the astronauts, their brain flipped the image right side up again. Even though the image was coming in upside down, their brain flipped it right side up. What the neuroscientists tell us is it takes 25 to 30 days to create a new neural pathway in your brain. It takes 25 to 30 days to lock in a new belief system. It takes 25 to 30 days to lock in a new habit pattern. It takes 25 to 30 days to have your visualization and affirmation start to change the whole way your brain perceives the world. See, your perception is part of what's controlling your reality. Right now, you're not aware of what you're feeling in your right foot, but as soon as I say right foot, you're aware of it. But as soon as I say left hand, that's where your awareness goes. So the reality is all these things were streaming into your brain, but your reticular system was filtering out everything probably. But one reason most people's affirmations don't work is...
That is interesting, though, how, like, your subconscious, like, it's all about where your mind goes. Like, it really is like that. So if you thinking negative, like, oh, you thinking, like, today's gonna be a bad day, that's what's gonna happen. Your subconscious is gonna just... That's what it's gonna be at all day. That's why you gotta always like just talk positive. Like even when things are going bad, you just gotta look at it like in a positive way. Like switch it up, rebirth yourself in a way. I don't know. It's like you gotta do something, man. You can't just focus on the bad. But that is interesting, like how our subconscious really pick up on stuff. Like when you really paying attention to something, hey, that's where your focus is going to be. That's where your subconscious is going to be at, for real. Especially when you're really focusing on it. So that's why it's very important, man, to really, you know, have your mind together, for real. It's not no joke. Dang, I like how you broke that down, though. Y'all might have to rewind that to see that if you didn't catch it, but I'm pretty sure y'all did. So let's get to the next video.
This is how you raise your vibration permanently. You cannot go back after you say these affirmations. Repeat after me. I am shifting my reality to always feel good. I am abundant inside and out, and every time I breathe, things attract to me. The universe always has my back and wants the best for me. If you want to claim this permanently, say yes in the comments. This is how you raise your vibration.
If you drink strictly lemon water for 7 days, this will happen to your body. After 1 day, your metabolism will receive a boost that can lead to an increase in calorie burning, potentially aiding in weight management. On day 2, the detoxifying capabilities of lemon water takes action, working to flush out harmful toxins and promote clearer, healthier skin. By day 3, the infusion of vitamin C from lemons contributes to heightened energy levels and an invigorated immune system. Moving forward to day 4, your digestive system experiences a harmonious tune-up as lemon water aids in reducing bloating, encouraging smoother digestion, and even enhancing nutrient absorption. As day 5 dawns, the protective shield of vitamin C fortifies your immune system further, and you begin to experience both sharper focus and concentration. Day 7 arrives with many benefits from the hydration and essential nutrients, including elevated energy levels, brighter skin, and revitalized eyes. Follow for more. If you drink strictly lemon water for 7 days...
I ain't gonna lie, it was a point in time I was drinking lemon water, man. I feel like my hair started growing faster or something. I don't know, but hey, there's something about that lemon water. I don't know what it is, but it's something. For real.
What happened to Jews around the world is dictated by the Jews in America. Because in America, the Jews got about 1/2% of the population. But they've been able to manage to control major industries like the diamond industry, gold industry, book industry, movie industry, legal industry, printing industry. It's controlled by Jews, even though they're 1/2% of the population.
Wow.
And see, here you are with 24% of the population worldwide, and in America, you're 13%. You control nothing.
Yeah.
Because the Jews stick together. They make sure everything that comes up that has any potential for profits and well-being and a quality of life, they build it around the Jewish religion. Because see, basically Jews are whites.
Yeah.
They're Khazarians. And the original Jews were really blacks coming out of Ethiopia.
Absolutely, yes.
But black folk let them run them out of Africa, run them out of the Middle East, run them out past Kenya, down into Africa. Then the Khazarians. The Khazarians are a mixture of Mongoloids, Russians, and Polish.
Yeah. And
they're Khazarians. They came in and took over your religion in about 700 to 800 A.D. And when I'm trying to think when the prime minister, I can't think of his name now. He asked 6 black rabbis to come up to that area between the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea and teach the Khazarians a new religion.
Yes.
And they brought the Jewish religion up. They not the Jewish religion. They brought the Hebrew scriptures and all up there and introduced it to the Jews, and Jews took it over. So by the 1100s, the Jews had taken over the Jewish religion and left blacks out there hanging. They said they were now the new chosen people because they had pushed black folk out.
And we all know who the real, if you want to be real, we the real Jews. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say, we are way, how can I put this not to offend anyone? There is a group of people that is able to connect with the earth better than another group of people. I'm going to just say it like that, okay? This is all it is. It ain't like, it's nothing, y'all not downgraded, and it's just, we're just able to, connect with it. Even our hair, resemble nature. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know, but hey, something on this planet messed up something. I don't know. Something got messed up, but hey, I feel like everyone is welcome. I feel like the universe don't discriminate. So hey, everybody gonna get a chance, man. It just gotta be on the right frequency. That's all. That's all that matters. As long as you being a good person. If you ain't got nothing that like stopping people from, getting to a higher consciousness, like these reptilians and whoever's in charge, that's making these movies and pinning the truth right in front of your face, playing games all in your face, man. It's crazy, man. And then they think they're not gonna get their karma. Yes, you are. They think they so slick, man, putting it right in our face. Days are coming, for real. But to the ones that's trying to reach a higher conscience, hey, you good. Y'all good, man. Don't trip.
My man Kobe like that, bro. That ain't no Kobe, Brian. What? My man Kobe like that, bro.
Why would you do that, man? What?
You niggas gotta stop falling in love so motherfucking quick, man. You know what I'm saying? These bitches throw a little pussy on you right quick, throw a little head on you, do a few things for you, buy you a pair of Jordans, man. You in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down, man. You don't know this girl background, man. You don't know enough about this motherfucker. You been fucking with this motherfucker a month, 2 weeks, 3 days. You know what I'm saying? You in love? Game for sale. You niggas gotta stop falling in love so motherfucker.
That is real. I ain't gonna lie, that's real.
To live and die in LA.
Oh, that's nice. That's LA? That's LA. Dang, where's this at in LA? This is nice. That's like what is that, the Miami Beach? Not Miami Beach, what am I saying? The beach, Long Beach or something? Is it called Long Beach? Shoot, I don't know. One of these days, I need to go there. Check it out, see what's going on in LA.
Last night, my son went into a men's bathroom and reached into a urinal and grabbed a urinal cake and took a bite out of it. He came running to me, and I could smell the urinal cake on his breath. And I saw the white, I thought it was a dishwasher tab at first, but I then smelled the urinal, and I ripped it out of his mouth, and I went in and I looked at the urinal cake, and he had taken a bite out of it. And this was one of the most disturbing things I think any of my children have ever done. And it really made me, it was wild. There was a bite mark in the urinal cake. It was like a bite out of a hockey puck. And then we went back to my house. We looked up if is it toxic to eat a urinal cake? Is it poisonous? We still don't know. But then he had diarrhea and took his diaper off. And then my other son peed all over his rug. So that was last night. Last night,
This is the chase glitch explained and why you shouldn't do it. So long story short, your account finna be in the negatives. And if you think you finna steal from a bank and nothing finna happen, then keep watching this video. For number one, this scam is literally viral. So if you decide to do this shit, it's literally self-incriminating. And if you think having somebody else do it is the best decision, it's actually worse. Why do you think scammers don't want to do it on their own card? Because if anything happens, it comes right back to you. Don't be this guy, bro, thinking you finna get generational wealth, but now you got generational debt. And if you get caught, you're going to prison for at least 20 years. So you're pretty much risking generational debt, 20 years in prison, getting scammed, and not being able to open up a bank account anywhere else. All for some fast money. Now, believe it or not, you can actually make money on your phone. These are real payouts and real money being made before this glitch even came out. And most importantly, y'all, this is 100% legal. And shout out my dog CEO. Bro was only 22 years old and using this method to travel the world. And you don't need experience or a large following. All you need is this book, which teaches this entire method. And it's called Zero to Glitching for a reason. You can go from being broke to making this much money off your phone. So instead of doing the chase glitch, do the real money glitch. Just comment the word method and I'll send you a link. And if you're watching this on Facebook, just click the link in the comment section. Love y'all, family. Stay safe. This is the chase glitch explained.
Yo, remember this? I remember when this was going on. People was really doing this.
You got to cut people off. That's what I was able to be my best, to cut people off that's not helping me get to where I'm going at, or even being a distraction, or just negative people around. You need to cut them off. I don't care if you kin to them or whatever. If they not on the same page with you, like I don't want people just running with me no more. I want people pushing me. You got to cut people off. That's what I was able to be my best.
Sometimes you do though. Sometimes people be in the way of things, man, and they be hating on the low. It gotta be sometimes though, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man, so you can grow.
I'm about to make you believe in spirit guides. Don't believe me? Watch. See, the only ones who are going to see this are the ones who are meant to see it, because you're the ones that need it. See how this works? You've got something going on, something big. This happens to me. I had no intention of making this video. They picked me as one of the messengers, and I just say, okay. If you're new here, I'm Michael. I help you master your personal energy, which includes your relationship with your spirit guides. If you're into that, follow me and click the link in my bio. Your spirit guides, your guardian angels, they have a message for you. Don't laugh, I'm about to prove it. Whatever you have going on in your reality, they have an answer for it. And they're going to use whatever they can to get their message through to you. I'm just lucky to be the messenger today. I'm psychic. They know they can get through to me, so they do, to get to you. They know how I work. They know my deal. You're about to get a message right now that's unique to what you have going on in your unique life. It doesn't matter that this is pre-recorded. Angels and spirit guides work through technology and electricity and Wi-Fi and radio waves all the time. You're just working in their normal mode right now. You're watching me on your phone right now. What time is it on your phone right now? Those numbers right there. Those numbers, that's your angel number for the day. This is your spirit guides communicating to you specifically at that number. So if the time on your phone is 9:03, your angel number for the day is 903. Now go type into Google angel number 903 or whatever your number is. Now read your angel number and see how it applies to your life. It's okay if what you read feels so on the mark that it feels kind of spooky, because it is kind of spooky. Good spooky. Write good spooky in the comments to remember this in your body. Good spooky in the comments. Remember to like the video, to follow me, and to click the link in my bio. Vibrant beings, have a great day. I'm about to make you believe in spirit.
Yo, he not lying. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, how many of y'all did that before? Like, you just look at the time, like, you like, it's 4 o'clock. Let me see what 400 means or something. You know, it be talking to you though. For real, it be like, dang, that really makes sense. Like that's what's going on in my life right now. Like, it's crazy how it be adding up, man. He not lying. Spirits definitely work through technology, I feel, for real. That is deep. Damn.
You didn't know that you didn't know, part 9. 75% of the mass of a human brain is made up of a substance called myelin. And myelin is made up 100% by cholesterol. I'll leave it there. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, Alzheimer's never existed until 1979, and yet now it is one of the leading causes of death in Western societies. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, margarine was first invented in 1869, and it didn't gain popularity until the Second World War, when butter and other animal fats were scarce. It grew in popularity in the 50s, but by the 70s, the animal fats in it had been replaced with vegetable oils. I'll leave it there. On a separate and completely unrelated subject, a simple experiment to do at home is to take a slab of butter, a slab of vegetable margarine with no animal fats in, and a slab of plastic, and stick them all outside in your garden and have a look what happens. The margarine and the plastic will sit there for weeks. Nothing in nature will touch them. Try it. I'll leave it there. You didn't know that you didn't know, part.
When you go in saying, I want to pick the winning numbers, I hope I pick the winning numbers, I wish to pick the winning numbers, you're talking about the winning numbers as if it's already decided what they will be. But it's not. Nothing has been drawn. So when you choose numbers from your passion to play this game, the idea is to allow yourself to know that you can allow the reality to match your numbers, not your numbers to match the reality. When you go in saying,
okay, when the person goes through the death experience and they're dying, they said the first thing, they feel very cold. Then the next instant, they're standing by the bed looking down at the body. It's that quick. They say it's just like getting up from one chair and sitting down in another chair. You just slide right out of the body. So they're standing next to the bed looking down at the body, and they'll say, Gee, I didn't know I looked that bad. And believe me, the last thing they'd want to do is go back into that body. Usually it's sick or it's diseased and there's no hope of it ever getting well. They don't want to go back to it because the next thing that comes into their mind is, hey, I'm out of there. I'm free.
Right.
I can go anywhere I want. I can do anything I want.
And you know what's crazy too, y'all? Sorry, I paused it, but it's like, it's so uncomfortable being down here. Like, you gotta breathe, you gotta eat, your body gets sore. It's like, why would you want to go back? When you can, you get to be free. You ain't gotta worry about like eating. You ain't gotta worry about getting tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is very uncomfortable.
So that's what they want to do. They want to go on. They want to go home, really. It's the people who are left behind are the ones who grieve about it. They want them to stay with them. But do you really want them to be back in a body like that most of the time there's no hope for them? It's better to realize to let them go, because when you hold on to it, you're being selfish. It's just for yourself. I'm gonna miss them. I want them to be with me.
Right.
I don't know what I'll do without you, that kind of thing. It's a selfish thing, because really the parts I'm going to go through is you make a contract when you come in. And in this contract, you also make an exit plan. So all of this is planned before you ever come into the life. So the person is ready to go on. They have completed their mission. They have completed everything they were supposed to do. They don't know this consciously, but it is part of a plan. So the person who is grieving doesn't understand that. It's time for them to go. They are going back home. And you have to continue with your life as part of your plan and your contract. Anyway, the first thing they say is, oh boy, I'm out of here. I'm going to get to leave. I can go home. And I've found you are never alone. This is one of the greatest fears people have. They think when they die they're going to
save $20 a day. 20 a day times 365 is 7,003. A year times 2 years, 14,006. 3 years, 21,009. 10 years, 73,000. Compound interest, 78 grand. Save 20 a day, and you always keep broke away. The reason why people don't have money is not how much money you get paid, it's how much money you save. I know people who work McDonald's minimum wage, and they make more money than people make $40 an hour because they understand where they at. So they save trying to get higher. And then the people who make more money, they spend more money, and they get more habits. You know what I mean? But you gotta save money. Without saving money, you got nothing to invest. That makes sense? Save 20.
It's true though. He's not lying. He is not lying, y'all. That's the best thing to do is save money, man. Especially if you don't need it, don't get it. For real. I gotta do better with that.
Most of the projects in the country, number one, they are built with underground passages. Number two, those underground passages lead to railways, so they can unload a project from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? Or what is it, outside in, or whatever, from the inside. Let's put it that way. And nobody suspect anything, and they put them right on the trains. This is a reality. What's happening with those people? You think they get them goddamn melatonin pills from? Your melatonin pills, wait a minute. The only way you can get those melatonin pills is from somebody's behind. Now, one thing about melanin, once you take it out of the human body, it changes. So it changes form. So it's a melanin, you see what I'm saying? But it's an unactivated melanin. But they need it to survive. The melanin is in all of the sunscreens that they need to survive based on the sun, melanoma cancer. All of your sunscreens, all of your suntans is all melanin. The melatonin pills, they need it for sleep aid, all that's melanin. Your Viagra, that they're going crazy, is nothing but melanin.
D4K.com.
The more you know, for real. It's crazy.
You have to do is whisper this phrase of anything that you're trying to create.
1 second.
And it will come to you, according to Frederick Dotson here. Okay, magical prayer. Before going to sleep, He wants you to whisper the following words, okay, once, twice, or 3 times. Thank you for showing me that this issue is already solved. Thank you for showing me that this issue is already solved. That is the phrase, okay? Thank you for showing me that this issue is already solved. Okay, so you can use that for anything that you're trying to create. What you have to do is whisper this phrase of anything that you're angry.
It's like it's so violent.
Rappers get paid to push a certain narrative.
What did Meek Mill say?
But if we get paid to rap about that stuff, they actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure
So they're told to push a certain narrative, right? Now why would they do that? Seems like Ice Cube knows why. Recently he was on the Club Random podcast and this is what he said.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. Literally the same people? Literally the same people. It seems really suspicious, if you want to say that word. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
I mean, us conspiracy minds already knew, right? I did a video on this last year. And it must be well known in the industry. Listen to what Tekashi says.
I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. It's rigged.
And Tupac must have been presented with this information back then, because look at what he says about the future of rap. Listen.
Shit, I don't know. It depends on his balls. You know, he's got big nuts like me. It's going to get way harder. But shit, if he's got little nuts, it's going to start getting back to a different type of rap. You know what I'm saying? Partying and f***ing and all of that type of shit. Because that's what we talk about when they don't let us talk about what we really want to talk about.
Rappers get paid to push a certain narrative.
Yeah, of course they do. That's how it is.
On the team. Oh, beats. Oh, beats. Oh, beats. Oh, beats. 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 Beats.
I'm gonna show you guys 3 very strange videos coming in from Venezuela of people who were recording a thunderstorm and accidentally caught what looks like a shadow figure descending very quickly from the sky. This is really strange. This is video number 1. Did you see that? People at first thought it was a raindrop, but you can clearly see it goes behind the building. What the heck is that? Here is video number 2. Pay very close attention. Did you see it? Let me zoom in a little bit for you to see it better. Did you see it now? Well, let's zoom in and slow-mo the video. You can clearly see one object there. 2 objects. What is that, guys? And now here is video number 3. I'm gonna show you guys 3 very strange videos coming in from Venezuela.
So the heart, when it's coherent, tends to produce an external magnetic field that's up to 3 meters wide. Now you got a Wi-Fi signal. Now when you have a coherent brain, the brain could actually lay the information on that signal. And the thought of your wealth or your health can be carried on the frequency of that heart emotion. If they can feel their gratitude before their healing begins. If they feel their abundance or their worthiness before they have their wealth, it will start generating abundance. If they start being in love with themselves and being in love with life, they'll create an equal. That's the law. If they're empowered, they're going to start stepping towards their success. So then when we wait for the outer world to change our internal state, that's a conditioning process, because some people will live in lack and separation their entire life. When this happens, then I'll feel happy. That's cause and effect, but feeling the emotion ahead of the experience is causing an effect. So the heart, when it's coherent, tends to...
Stop tweaking about life for a second and look at this image. You are literally a single cell that is wearing armor and grew a lot. Your whole brain, your spinal column, is this, but bigger. You added some meat. And we walk around our whole lives thinking that we are the meat. This stuff, it's all temporary. It's all rented. Our payment is time. So more than anything, this is a call for people to stop reducing God to a single book, because you think the infinite is gonna just be in a single book. Yes, it can tell you about that, but you can't even think about what the infinite is. We can't even think about what we are. And when you figure out what you are, you will figure out what God is. Stop tweaking about life for a second and look at this image.
Yo, that's real. Real. We can't even figure out what we are. For real. It's like, it's just crazy how our brain can even like think that far into that. Like, what is God? Where did I come from? Like, that's how you know we advanced, man. For real, we are really advanced. For you to even to question that, like, so, like we know it's something deeper behind it. Like, it's crazy. Life is strange, man. For real, it really get deep. It's not what you think it is. Nothing is never what you think it is, for real.
That's why Diddy jazzed up that day. When we was at the party, he grabbed Lemmy by his collar and was like, don't ever play with that girl ever again. Talking about me, like, don't ever play with her. Like, you'll play with their budget, play with talent. Like, y'all playing with me. I will never forget that day, bro. Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like, he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed. And then it had like a miniature little whatever. Me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Krishan. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Krishan. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till my checks start coming back short from the subscriptions of Crazy in Love, till he started putting people, like personally putting people that doesn't me that I had like street beef with on the show. Where's the security at when all them people thought at, like, it was just like, come on, yo, you playing. That's why I did.
Celebration going on in Norway. I'm not trying to ruin Christmas for you. I'm just showing you how other people celebrate Christmas around the world. By the way, credit to that guy right there. So this right here, Krampus, is actually a half demon, some other kind of monster that's supposed to come and punish children, and he comes on behalf and with Saint Nick. This story gets a whole lot stranger and a whole lot darker in 1 second. That second is now. You're probably wondering, what does Krampus do to adults? He comes to put people in the chains of bondage. You can't even make this up. Which brings us to Saint Nick. Have y'all ever thought it strange that Santa Claus lives at the North Pole? He sees you when you're sleeping. He sees you when you're awake. He's all-knowing, omnipotent, always there to give someone according to their works. He punishes the children badly with birch rods. And the North Pole, where Santa lives, being omnipotent, they also have the aurora, which the colors mimic that of God's throne. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to make Santa in the likeness of God and an anagram for Satan, just for fun. And the North Pole, home to Rupus Nigra, the great magnetic mountain of the North. Also on all the maps before the 1700s. I would even argue more protected than Antarctica itself. Wonder why? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This right here.
I got a meme.
Okay.
I just don't understand what you got going on. You up here talking about some you got.
I'm just saying you pretty though. You see married?
I'm in a relationship.
I'm in a relationship. I ain't married though, you know what I'm saying? So I still can be like,
you in a relationship, you not married, so you gonna talk to multiple women.
I mean I have the right to still talk to people, but you know what I'm saying?
What kind of relationship you in?
A relationship I don't want to be in.
Why you with her then?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know.
Why you with her if you not happy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Is she helping you in some kind of way?
It just, she got 3 kids, I got 2, and it's just, I don't know. You know,
I got a meme.
Okay.
Be like that. When you gonna when you not happy, yo. Be like that,
Breaking news, you guys. Elon Musk is not playing. And one thing that Trump admitted is that the first term that he served as president, he didn't really know who to put in position, who to put in place, and that was one of his biggest regrets. But this presidential term, Trump is not playing, and he got the right people on his side. But today I'm about to focus on Elon Musk. Elon Musk said that he is about to get justice. Now, I don't know what that means, but putting 2 and 2 together with what he's been saying about these elites and exposing them from Epstein to did he do it or did he not, I want you guys to watch this clip right here.
If Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. Yes. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah. Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something might actually, the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island, and I think out in New Mexico, were wired for video.
Right.
And
where's the video? I mean, between Diddy and Epstein, it's good. There's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Elon is sitting on hours of footage of not just Diddy tapes, but what was going on Epstein Island as well. And it's about to get...
What is he doing with tapes of Diddy tapes? That's just my... I'm sorry, I had to... But, sorry about that, it cut out. But, for real though, like, what is he doing with that? No, that's not... I don't know about that.
Get real. And as somebody that just loved justice, ooh, I'm ready to see it get served. What's y'all thoughts? Breaking news, you guys.
They put the truth right in front of your face.
Oh yeah, I remember this movie.
Looks like another hedge fund manager.
Now, so we connect to your earthly body.
Wake up. And just like that, he's back.
What am I doing with my life?
This is all a game. The ancestors gave me a revelation that chosen individuals need to understand now. Stop taking your soul for granted. Once you lose your soul, it will be like a car with a dead battery, and you will need a ritualistic rebirth to jumpstart your energy. The more you place your frequency into things that don't matter, like celebrities and gossip, the more you're going to drain your soul. Make sure that you're handling your business, but also make sure that you are nurturing your soul. The more chosen individuals who let their souls die is going to make it harder for us to fight the spiritual war that we are in. Start meditating back in nature. Expand your mind. Don't live in your animalistic energies. Really go tap in with your ancestors, bro, because the veil is as thin as it's ever been, and God has been trying to talk to you for a while.
It's time for the final lesson about hair. Hair can also trap you in a reality that no longer serves.
He not lying, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not ready for that yet.
Serves you. Hair holds energy in that's time to be released. It's many ways to remove this energy, but the fastest way is to cut it. Not saying this the way you gotta choose, but this is just the way I chose due to what I got going on in my life. So no, you don't have to cut your hair, but when it's time for a rebirth and when it's time for a new version of yourself, you just gotta let it go. Yes, I loved my hair, but I got too attached to it. I got attached to the reality that hair was growing in. This is my second time cutting my hair, by the way. And this is the longest my hair has ever been. Yes, I'm gonna grow it back, but it needed to be cut. It was trapping my energy. The new energy that's trying to come out of me, the new rebirthing energy. I have been getting a lot of headaches lately because of my hair holding my energy back, not allowing me to progress in my life. But I am going to grow them back, though. Probably not the same way. I got a new way I want to do it. But to everybody out here, don't be afraid to cut your hair and start over. I do feel sad right now looking at them. And I know everybody was telling me, please don't cut your hair, please don't cut your hair. But y'all in the journey with me for a reason. I'm documenting my life for a reason. I never thought it would have had to come to this. I never thought I would have had to cut my locks, my ether, my antennas. But I am going to grow them back, but it just couldn't be grown back with this energy. Y'all saw me when I first came on the internet, when I had my locks and I was growing them. That was the first rebirth. Now it's time for the second one. And that first rebirth got me to know all of y'all beautiful souls. It got all of y'all beautiful souls. I was able to teach the world with my first rebirth. This second rebirth, I'll be able to teach the universe. So I had to do it in order to get the new downloads that's itching to come in. And I've been stopping them because I was too attached to Arcades Can See. That's still an ego. That's still a part of my ego that did help millions of people, but it's now time to help trillions and gazillions and numbers I can't even understand. But you do have to be ready for this type of stuff. You have to be prepared. But I thank y'all for staying this far in this journey with me. If y'all boy think I'm a clone, I'm not no clone. That's why I went ahead and just did it in this video. No clone activity. It's a rebirth, fam. It's like a baby coming out the womb again. Yes, I'm probably gonna cut the rest of that off and just start over from like wave type shit. Gotta get used to how I look again with no hair. And if everybody choose to unfollow me for this, it is what it is. You know, maybe y'all purpose has been served. Maybe y'all don't need to follow me no more. Maybe y'all got what y'all got from me. Now it's time for me to teach a whole new bracket of people. And if y'all choose to stay, it's just time to elevate, fam. It's time to get to another level. This is a real rebirth. And I never did a voiceover before, so y'all boy, tell me how I did. But yeah, I really did it, man. I really cut my hair off. Some people might be like, I can't believe it, but I can believe it because I believe in myself. I believe in God. I believe in the universe. I believe in the cosmic verse. I believe in. There's just certain things I believe in, and I believe it's.
Man, hey, if you feel like you need to do that, hey, go ahead. But I honestly, I don't think I need to do that right now. I'm still, developing, so I'm good up for that. I ain't gonna lie. Not yet. Listen, I barely had my locks. You know what I'm saying? So
if you know someone that you want to wake up, or you yourself have expressed or shown a desire to wake up and see the world for what it truly is, the first thing you have to do is start questioning what you think you know. Start questioning news, media. Start questioning everything. Since day one, when we come to this planet and we come to this earth, we are indoctrinated with default core beliefs that are very hard to shake throughout your teens, even in adulthood, because they're embedded in your brain, in your psyche. They're default beliefs. I'm not going to get into specifics of any default beliefs, but I need you to understand there is a different world out there than what is placed in front of your face, which you see on the TV, which you see on the news. There's a totally different world out there, but if you want to see it truthfully, you have to start questioning the things that they're telling you now. If you know someone that you want to wake up, or you yourself have expressed or shown a desire to wake up and see the world for what it truly is, the first thing you have to do is start questioning what you think you know. Start questioning news, media. Start questioning everything. Since day one.
It's true. As where it starts, you gotta question everything, man. Real. Was that it? No, that's not it.
Run! We know you was at them Diddy parties, nigga! We know you was there! We know you was at them Diddy parties!
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah! Run! We know you.
1 in 4 people will gain 10 pounds during the holidays. It's not even about what you eat, it's the combination of the foods you eat, and I'm about to break all this down. Your colon can hold up to 25 pounds of food. The easier your food is to break down, the less you gotta worry about it staying in your colon. But this shit is almost impossible to break down. Your body can't break down starch, so it turns it into sugar. Your body can only process 1 grain of sugar at a time. All of this shit is starch. And a result of starch is constipation. These are the foods that cause constipation, which sounds like a holiday plate. Dressing, turkey, mashed potatoes, macaroni, pies, sweets, cookies. That's going to leave you with this because your body doesn't have the right bacteria to help you break down that food. Also, it may dehydrate you in the process because it's starch. So how do you avoid gaining 10 pounds? Eat your food, have your fun, but backdoor it with nutrition and shit that's going to help you flush. I would recommend sea moss because it has all the nutrition you need and it's going to help you break down food. Sea moss got 98 out of 102 minerals that your body needs. And this sea moss I got for y'all is the #1 sea moss brand in the world. A lot of y'all probably experience acid reflux after eating your Thanksgiving meals. This will help with that. This will also give your body the bacteria it needs to break down all that food. And it's also going to rehydrate you so you don't get constipated. They also got gut flushes for some of y'all that just want to get it over with. If you want this sea moss, just comment moss or just go to the link in my bio and go get you some. This is...
Yo, that is crazy. People still eat Thanksgiving food.
Now in 2020,
like it's never gonna get old. These holidays never get old, man. I swear.
when Burger King released this ad, they was basically showing that they burgers actually mold. We're now in the day, in the era, where you have to prove that your burgers actually mold. Like we're literally at a point in time where it is a possible ad that your burgers actually mold because they don't have any genetically modified food products inside of it. And I know y'all have seen videos of burgers that look exactly the same when they first bought them. I'm not gonna say no names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I just need y'all to think about this. This right here could make somebody want to eat a burger. It's because of the simple fact of the burger actually gets old over a certain period of time. To be honest with you, it's like you can't eat nothing but air. In fact, let me take that back. Because even the air is modified. Crazy. The world we living in. Now let me know y'all thoughts on this.
Crazy world we living in. For real.
Up here now. You want to move something, you got to move it with your mind. You got to focus. You hear what I'm saying? How? How do you focus? I don't know how you focus. Just focus. How did you do that? You got to take all your emotions, all your anger, all your love, all your hate, and push it way down here into the pit of your stomach. And then let it explode like a reactor. It's all up here now. You want to move something.
Bro, you cannot make this shit up, my nigga. Hey, yo, you good? Yo, APD right here. Yo. Bro, you can't make this shit up, my nigga. APD right here. Nigga, you cannot make this shit. Yo, what the fuck? Niggas don't took the seats? Bro, you can't make this shit up, bruh. I swear to God, niggas took the seats, my nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy. Taking seats is crazy.
Bro, you cannot make this shit up, bro. This Atlanta shit is getting weird, dog. Bro, and the door was unlocked, my nigga. All you had to do was unlock the door. This shit is... Niggas didn't take the bill. Niggas didn't take the wide cell and no shit. Stinking ass nigga. What do you need with a trunk, my guy? Yo, this shit is crazy. These goofy ass niggas over here not doing shit, bro. Oh, and this nigga running. Oh, shit. Oh. What the fuck? Yo. Bro, Atlanta is not a real place. No way. Niggas just broke in my shit and I just witnessed a fucking police chase. That was the rapper, wasn't it? Bro.
Nah, that's crazy. What? What is you stealing seats for? That like that is so. At least steal a car. I mean, you might as well steal a whole car if you're gonna steal the seats. Like, come on, y'all.
Ever been a time in history where there was such radical change, where the people went through a vast enlightenment age and created a utopia?
Yeah, there's been several. I mean, you hit it right on the head too, man, what you just said. If you go all the way back, you're going back now, potentially almost 1 million years. We're talking about Lemuria, an island off the coast of Australia that had people on it. Now, these people, it's not stated as to where these people came from or how they got here, but the Aboriginals that I sat down with in Australia, the Aboriginal elders, when I went for a walkabout in 2020, right before the whole thing collapsed, right, the global sickness, they told me that Lemuria was an incredible island city that had people there that had telekinesis, psychic abilities, full use of all their mental capacity, high level of spirituality. They had technology, but the technology was actually combined with the spirituality. It worked together, not against each other. And at some point, they had a long-lasting golden age, and then the fall settled in, and eventually it began to fall and collapse, and eventually even the whole island supposedly sunk. They were kind of alluding to potentially an attack, but they couldn't say it was because they don't have any raw information about it. But their verbal handed down history for thousands of years is there was a force of action that created the collapse of Lemuria.
Has there ever been a time in history where there was such
Now let me just put it blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December, we will be able to launch digital ID.
Man, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Now let me just put it blatantly.
So I went to medical school. Not once was nutrition discussed, and not once were we challenged as physicians or physicians in training to think, what is the root cause of my patient's issue? It's just, and this is important too, we need to know this as doctors. This is the drug that I give in this situation. So we know we have knee-jerk reactions. You got eczema, I know the drug for you. You got psoriasis, I know the drug. You got Hashimoto's thyroiditis or autoimmune thyroiditis, I got the drugs for you. But we never think, wait a minute, why do you have eczema? What's causing it? Why do you have depression? Why does anyone have anxiety, right? And that's where I think I went left when a lot of my colleagues went right. That's the question I think we need to be asking. So I went to medical school. Not once was nutrition.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. So TikTok removed my video speaking on atrazine. I'm going to thoroughly explain how these deletes been attacking us and explain exactly what this harmful substance is. Atrazine is a herbicide, alright? This herbicide actually has been known to have harmful adverse effects on our endocrine system. Now, because the frogs have very sensitive endocrine systems, they were the first ones that were actually affected by the atrazine. There's a test they conducted where it shows day 0, day 14, and day 21. Test concluded that atrazine was actually converting the male frogs to female frogs. Another thing that happened because of the endocrine disruption from the atrazine was 2 male frogs actually having interest in one another, all right? Typically, this doesn't occur in nature, all right? What the scientists noticed that conducted this study is it lowered the reproduction level, okay? It lowered the population of frogs because now male on male frogs was actually intertwining and no longer male and female frogs, which actually slowed down the production. Endocrine system is not only associated with our sexual reproductive organs, is also associated with our brain, our pituitary gland, our hypothalamus, our pineal gland. This is one of the reasons it's very difficult for certain individuals to access their cosmic gateway. It also creates gynecomastia in men. I personally believe places like Atlanta, all right, which is heavily neuromelanated, was purposely hit with atrazine, all right, in order to lower the reproductive ability down, all right? And I personally believe that, all right? And this is why you see a lot of male-on-male interaction. Most aren't aware of how much atrazine is actually in the drinking water. This is another form of population control that's induced by the deletes. Herb that I highly recommend everyone utilize is black mackerel. Black mackerel is specifically formulated for the endocrine system. It boosts libido, raises testosterone levels, and with us being consistently attacked with atrazine, black mackerel is also something that will decalcify and activate the pineal gland. Once again, it is associated with the pituitary gland. This whole neural region is facilitated by the endocrine system. I recommend consuming black mackerel daily, all right? And I do have this available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. Them utilizing atrazine is actually harming us in multiple ways, cosmic family, okay? They're affecting our pineal gland. They're affecting our ability to reproduce. They're affecting our Shaka Zulu energy. A lot of the men is actually being more feminine because of this, all right? Erectile dysfunction early, all right? This is why you see a lot of sex pills and stuff at the gas station and things of that nature. These are all planned attacks for depopulation. Our goal is to make the average human only live to 75. They don't like that we even live to 100. Imperative you also consistently consume black seed oil, okay? Atrazine also has carcinogens, okay? This is why a lot of women are getting ovarian cancer, breast cancer, and things of that nature. Black seed oil has a substance called thymoquinone that's very effective in fighting diseases like cancer. These are just some tips you can use to protect yourself against these deletes malnelevant attacks on our ascension process. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual exploration, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension. Peace to the gods and goddesses. So
First of all, you really gotta be on your stuff, man. For real. You're getting your herbs, your vitamins, all that. It's already bad enough they attacking us through the, food and water. That's crazy. Man. They are really some smart people, I can't lie, but they evil as heck. They're so evil.
A lot of people wondered if dinosaurs existed when mankind existed. Well, in my opinion, here's the evidence. You can see this looks almost like a stegosaurus.
Yeah.
You can see with the meat on its bones, which means whoever made this knew what it looked like, okay? One thing I found from a lot of these ancient cultures, they always draw what they saw or what they knew. Nobody just said, one day I'm going to have a fantasy of making a dinosaur.
Yes.
So, even if they saw the bones, how would they get the structure right with this kind of muscle and everything else? Because they probably saw it. And you can find dinosaurs at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey on the stone columns. And a lot of different other places around the world, you'll find ancient sites with depictions of dinosaurs exactly how they looked in ancient times. Which means that 65 million years ago, yes, something probably happened and dinosaurs became almost extinct. But because other animals survived, we know that possibly some of these dinosaurs also survived. And the evidence can be found at temples like this at Khao Pram and many other places around the world. A lot of people wondered if...
You don't need food, you need charging. There are many different ways you can charge the body, like grounding and standing next to trees. You are a biological battery. When you feel quote-unquote hungry, this is not hunger. This is the body getting rid of toxins within the colon. It's important that you fast because when you fast, you regenerate your cells after 3 days. This is real food. Humans possess trichromatic vision, which means we are literally attracted to seek color. Our brains are wired to find electromagnetic, colorful food, not dead, rotten flesh. Hue means an attribute of a color. Color is light. We are light beings manifested into physical form. You need to eat electrical food that will charge you. This is why you get charged in a court, because you're a biological battery. And when you get charged in a court, you sit in a prison cell, a battery cell. It's not a coincidence the word veganism rearranged is saving me. The power of language shapes our perception of reality. By employing more neutral terms on our food, it makes the food more palatable to eat. Rotten milk is cheese, dead flesh is called meat, and a pig's bottom is called ham. If we used the true terminology of these products, we would not eat them. We live in an electromagnetic world, people. You need electromagnetic food. You don't need food, you need charging. There are many different ways you can...
Whatever your mother was going through for the 9 months she carried you, it is embedded in your DNA.
Indeed.
Because, believe it or not, in every ancient mystery school, okay, the child was brought here to teach their parents something. So say if you're a Virgo, you was here to teach your parents how to be more perfectionists, how to complete things. Aries was to teach their parents how to stand up, have a spine, don't let nobody push over on you. Taurus was about possession. You ain't got to be broke. You really don't. You got intelligence. Come on, Mom. You all activity, imagination, and you say you ain't got no money. You can create money with your mind. Gemini teaches that.
That's real. That is Taurus, bro. That's one thing we got our imagination. We are creative, for real. We got some creative people. Can't lie. That's real. That hit home. That's real.
Their parents to communicate, because most likely when they created that child, they did not know how to communicate. That's what Gemini is here for. I feel sorry for them. Leo basically teaches people how to shine. The world is a stage, and I'm playing every part. That Libra is more so, you've been unfair to me, and I'm going to teach you that you're going to give me justice. You're going to respect me. See, Libra, that's one thing about Libras. They demand respect, even when they don't deserve it. Scorpio is about destruction and rebirth. They're what you call spring cleaning. Look, you ain't used it in 7 years, throw that mess away. What is wrong with you? This is too much clutter. That's one thing I love about Scorpios. They're not greedy. They won't even eat all the food on their plate because somebody else might come in 10 minutes later and be hungry. Sagittarius, oh, those dear philosophers. Sagittarius is a beautiful sign, but they philosophize a little bit too much. They use reason and logic, but however, when they're not conscious, Sagittarius can be deadly because the centaur with the bow, their words cut and sting. You'd be like, dang, what did I do to you? Did you really have to say it? But really what they're saying is good for you. But I didn't need that right now. Don't you see? I'm already doing bad. What I love.
Nah, that's real. Nah, she really breaking this down. Hey, my grandma was like that. I ain't gonna lie. She can just tell that it is.
About Sagittarius, their thing is it's not about the fall, it's how you get back up. Capricorn's whole thing, they're the solitary ones. They stick to themselves. They're your organizers. They don't want to be in the forefront, but they know how to do everything and they know every damn thing. That's why if you want to have them be a good friend to a Capricorn, buy them a book. Music and books is their thing. And they're often assumed to be non-emotional. They're not non-emotional, they just take life serious and don't feel like crying over the small stuff. Keep it moving. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your mom, but look, hey, I'm still here. My children's still here. I gotta keep it moving for the living. Aquarius. It's the water bearer, and a lot of people think it's a water sign, and it's not. It's an air sign. It's electricity. Yes, it's electricity. And they will use it, won't they? They're honest, they tell you the truth. They'll be like, that sucks. Okay. You know, they won't say, well, you know, that's good. Pisces. Basically, Pisces is like, dang, when y'all gonna get it? How many times are you gonna repeat this? When you gonna get it? See, 1 + 1 is 3. Man plus woman is child. When you gonna get it? Because we still saying 1 + 1 is 2. Pisces like, no, it ain't not the last time I checked. Because I'm a woman, that's my man, and we got a child. 1, 2, 3. Pisces about, they get into their spiritual, and they stay in their imagination a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Because sometimes their imagination and creativity hurts them and hinders them from accomplishing things on this carnal planet. Because they're so far up there. You have to bring them back down to like a balloon. That's why Pisces have to be around other water signs, Cancers and Scorpio, as well as earth signs, because earth accepts water. Right. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces has to be around a Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn in order to stay balanced. If they don't have those elements in their life, they're unstable as water. Cancer, ruled by the moon. Those emotions. The moon rules everything. All things consistent of water. This is a water planet called Earth. Your body's mostly water. Water is the most powerful element, not on the planet, in all the galaxies. It's a solid, it's a liquid gas. You can boil it, you can freeze it. You can do so many different things with water and it still come back to its natural state. That's what a parable of Pleiades is really all about. That's what Job was talking about. And if you read Job and how he lost his children, each one is assigned to a planet. And in Revelations, the rebirth of those 7 planets or those 7 gates is called the 7 churches of Asia. That's what all of the 12 other stars are, is in Revelation. Don't get spooked out. It just means your chakras align. You went from your lower self to your higher self. You had DNA explosion. Your pineal gland said, pop!
I like this video.
Whatever your mother was going
through. Really. How she decoding all the zodiac signs. That's dope. It's really cool, man. Because every sign has their role. I would definitely say that. That is real. Real.
This the exact reason why I stay away from ground beef right now. Buddy decided to recycle a bunch of chicken skeletons and make chum bucket patties. And the scariest part is when this is all done, it look exactly like the ground beef that you and me eat. You would never be able to tell the difference. And you wonder why when they start testing the meat, they be having other types of meats inside of the ground beef. And the question that we all asking is, who the fuck is going to eat these bone burgers? These motherfucking casket whoppers. Y'all been thinking that y'all be eating motherfucking ground beef and cow and moo and shit. Come to find out, a lot of y'all ass be eating the zoo. All different types of creatures, animals, and the parts that you're not supposed to be eating. Watching stuff like this really makes me tempted to go vegan. Them making my nigga Grim from Ben and Mendy into a Whopper is absolutely diabolical. What you think you eating might not be what you really consuming. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this bone burger in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And if y'all want to make on how to turn y'all social media into a money printing machine, comment down below ATM.
Yo, that is so sick, man. When you see stuff like that, boy, it make you not even want to eat out ever again. Ever again. I'm like, you know what? I'm done for the month. Let me get me some fruits. Let me for real. Like, man, it's not it.
Israel is not holy. There is no holy place in the Bible. It's an allegory for yourself. Isis, Ra, and El, your feminine and masculine brains. And when these electrical forces come into one, when these two triangles become the Israel flag, this is when you unlock your consciousness. Your consciousness has no gender. And this is how you raise your frequency. This is how you gain into the Holy Land, accessing the subconscious planes beyond physicality. Why do you think Moses went up on a mountain to meet with God? It's an allegory for raising your consciousness to a heightened state. Noah's Ark, he goes on the mountain and kills all of the flesh with God. The killing of the flesh is allegorical for you killing your desire for physical things, because your mind, your consciousness is not from this physical plane. The Bible's all allegory. It's written in codes so that you can decipher it, to engage you in critical thinking. Israel is not holy. There is no holy place.
Let me tell y'all a true story, B. So boom, watch this video to the end. Jaden Smith. You're kind of smart, I must say. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
And we're preparing everybody to go to prison through the schools. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, the people that are not doing good in the grades, oh, you do it like this, oh, you go to detention, da-da-da. There's too many correlations between public schools and prisons.
Great.
The fact that you have the long hallways, the fact that you have a fixed response to authority, the fact that, oh, there's a specific time when you can go outside and play, and then there's a specific time that you can come back in.
That's
and
true.
the way that you're notified with that happening is through the bells. They're subconsciously getting you to have a fixed response to authority and understanding what it's going to be like when you are in prison. It's like, no, when you're here, you have to listen to me. I'm in charge. Now I'm going to pass you off to this next person is in charge when you're doing this.
Stop playing with me, son.
The food we eat in America is banned in other countries.
The food you eat in America is so toxic, it's actually illegal in other countries.
Wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt after sitting out all night. That looks like somebody's shit in my sink.
Yo, that is nasty. Nasty. I ain't gonna. Nasty. What is that? Doodoo? Are you? There's no way that's not doodoo. Goodness, that looks disgusting.
Tell me why my burrito is stamped with a used by date on it. It's still good.
So crazy. What the fuck is this? Hey, ain't never seen no yolk the same color.
Somebody look at this. What the fuck is chicken knees?
They're just selling us
Chickens ain't got
anything.
knees. It's cartilage, ain't it? What the hell you doing?
Yo, sorry, man. That shit is funny as that. Chicken knees. What? Chicken knees? Cut it out, yo.
Going on, but since when is Wolfwoman doing this?
What are they
That radish
feeding us?
was moving like that. Do you see that?
What are they feeding us?
Kidding. And tell me if I'm ridiculous. Does this or does this not look like styrofoam?
Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. As always, stay weird, y'all.
Follow for more.
The food we eat.
Yo, that one video got me to anger. That was funny. Chicken knees. What? That was hilarious.
We are mass poisoning this generation of kids. We saw this explosion of nerve.
Am I the only one's like, it's like, come on, man, drink some water before you start talking. Like, no, like, I'm not talking about him. Like, nothing against him, but it's like, dang, is he really talk like that? He really talk like that, huh?
developmental disorders. So ADD, ADHD, speech delay, language delay, tics, sleep disorders, Tourette syndrome, narcolepsy, ASD, autism, all these diseases that prior to 1989, we never heard of them.
Right.
We didn't know anybody who had them. And then all the autoimmune diseases suddenly exploded that year. Juvenile diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, these exotic diseases like Crohn's disease and lupus. Suddenly everybody, all these kids are sick. And the allergic diseases suddenly appeared. Again in 1989, or in that area, early 90s, peanut allergies. I had 11 siblings, 70 cousins. I didn't know anybody with a food allergy. Why do 5 of my kids have these anaphylactic allergies? Why are there EpiPens in every classroom? Why are there albuterol inhalers? Or, asthma exploded. I had a brother who had asthma, and his doctor told him there will never be a cure for this disease because it's so rare that no research will ever study it. Well, now 1 out of every 8 black kids has asthma. So what happened? Something happened. There's no other country that has this. We have the highest chronic disease burden in the world. Why are we so sick? And why is nobody looking at that and saying, we know that it's an environmental toxin. Genes don't cause epidemic. We are mass poisoning this generation of kids.
Chemicals in food does, though. Chemicals in food does, though. For sure. That's what's going on. It's always been them chemicals. They know what they doing, man. But, dang, he right, though. He right.
Okay, so this is a secret law of attraction technique you must try. Start with a circle in the middle of the page and write down the word now. Then we're going to draw rays of a sunshine with these lines coming from the circle. We're going to draw 5 of them and make sure they're coming from the circle itself. And then on each one of these, we're going to write down a certain amount of money. And by the way, you can use this for any area of life. So we're going to write down $100. We're going to write down $500. We're going to write down $1,000, and 2 more amounts will be $10,000, and then we're going to do $50,000 as well. But again, you can use this for any area of life that you choose. We'll just stick with money for this training. And then what we're going to write down is parallel universe, because each of these numbers that we wrote down are parallel universes that actually exist right now. And we're going to look at each of the parallel realities that we wrote down, and we're going to go ahead and highlight and circle the one that we want. So that might be an extra $10,000, and then draw a star activating it. We're going to write down what feeling you would have as if you had that amount of money, in this case excitement. And then we're going to write down the phrase, in order to activate that reality, I now activate this reality. And that's going to activate this into your energetic field. Go ahead and highlight it once you've said that out loud 5 times. And make sure you follow me for more.
That's dope.
Okay, so this is a secret.
Turmeric was made to hide the truth about ginger. Ginger is the original turmeric. Turmeric is a GMO. Human body is nature. GMOs like turmeric is not nature, therefore your body will not recognize it. Body only recognizes food that is produced by the earth. Every time you eat something unnatural, it causes inflammation within the body, which then weakens the organs over time. Food is specifically designed to look like the body parts it's beneficial for. This is for the stomach. Raspberries is for the blood, this is why it's red. Blueberries is for the eyes, ears is for mushrooms, tomatoes for the heart, grapes is for the lungs, and walnuts for the brain. Your body does not recognize any of these foods because they are GMO, they're not good for you. Did you know cans are laced with a BPA plastic lining? Fragrance can be up to 10,000 toxic synthetic chemicals. Plastic chopping boards put plastic in your food. And non-stick pans are coated with Teflon, which is a lifelong chemical. Toilet paper uses chlorine to bleach the paper. You could eat the most healthiest diet in the world, but if you think and feel negative, this destroys your health. The body follows the mind. The mind is the root cause of all reality. You can think your way into illness. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Protect your mind at all costs because your life is an externalization of your mind. I've had many questions about Shilajit. I personally do not take it. If you want to learn more about health and wonder what this book is called, it's called The Human Health Guide. You can get the PDF in my bio. Turmeric.
No way everyone here is a real person. Life is a simulation and a legitimate professor has proved it. James Gates, a theoretical physicist at MIT with 2 bachelor degrees and a PhD, found literal computer code embedded in the most fundamental building blocks of reality called strings. Now, string theory is a tough one, but I'm gonna break it down for you in a way that an 11-year-old would understand. So if you don't get this, hey, go back to grade 5, bruh. Alright, so we got my boy Einstein's theory of general relativity, which is basically just a theory of everything big. Planets, gravity, the universe, all the way back to the Big Bang. Then we got the new kid in town, quantum physics. This is the theory of everything small, like particles, atoms, and molecules, where the general laws of physics, like gravity, don't apply anymore. The same is true the other way around. Quantum laws don't apply to regular-sized physics. So we got general relativity, everything big, and quantum physics, everything small. Like, yo, dig. But both of these realms have the same parent, the Big Bang, at which point everything that is now big used to be small. If the small can become big, then quantum and general relativity need some sort of theory that can unify them. That is string theory. What happens to the big when it's small? What happens when you zoom into an atom? You see protons and neutrons in the center with electrons all around it. Now, what about inside a neutron? Even smaller particles called quarks. So how deep does the scale go? Conventional science will tell you there's nothing inside these quarks. But string theory suggests there's a tiny filament or a string of pure energy that exists inside of them. And just like the string of a guitar vibrates and creates different sound based on its shape and tension, the strings in string theory vibrate. But instead of sound, they produce matter in the form of particles. This completely changes the way you look at the world. Every particle in the universe is just a string vibrating at a different frequency, and every vibrational pattern has its own associated particle. So if you break anything down far enough, we're all just energy vibrating at differing wavelengths to form matter. Although it's still just a theory, this would link general relativity to the quantum realm and form what is known as the theory of everything. Okay, yeah, cool. Now where is this computer code found? When Dr. James Gates took a look at a set of equations derived from string theory, he found binary code. Error-correcting code used for compressing data on a computer. A sequence of ones and zeros, the same code that is used by popular search engines, which, according to him, who has a PhD in theoretical physics from MIT, doesn't just resemble computer code, it literally is computer code. Meaning, if we break matter and energy down far enough, we eventually find compressing computer code etched into the very fabric of reality. So, who wrote this code? Are we living in, dare I say, a simulation?
Never get tired of the rainbow. Look at that.
Yes, sir. I'd like to see us lay to rest this whole notion of anti-Semitism. The one thing that is an incorrect statement, because the whole idea of a Semites were people who lived in southwestern Asia, including northeast Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, who spoke Ugaritic, who spoke Ge'ez, who spoke Ethiopic, spoke Hebrew, who spoke Arabic. Those are our people. We are a Semitic people. Therefore, we cannot be anti-Semitic. Ashkenazic Jews are calling us anti-Semitic. We cannot be anti-Semitic because we are the descendants of a Semitic people. Let's lay that to rest. That was a weapon in the hands of the Jews since 1870. They used it against other people, but it doesn't work against people in Northeast Africa. Thank you.
Beautiful. Sir, I did it like this. Shoot, they didn't want him to finish talking.
I personally believe this is one of the most important scientific discoveries of all time. I am really shocked that we don't even learn this in school. This is some next level stuff, and it was verified to be true. Dr. Masaru Emoto, and what he discovered was, you know, when you speak to the water and you say certain things like, I love you, or, you know, you're my friend.
Or beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, yeah. Angel. It could be simple, just like angel, happiness, peace. When you say these positive words to the water and then you freeze it, it makes beautiful shapes.
Most of the time they're symmetrical. They look like
you Google images. They have photos of this.
They look like snowflakes, like beautiful symmetrical snowflakes.
Now, when you say mean, nasty words to the water, and then they freeze the water, it would make ugly,
asymmetrical
shapes.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah, like cracks and looks like damage.
Bubbles.
And you basically prove that, like, your consciousness and your will combined with the intention behind your words affects reality. It's like the concept that, like, your words are magic, so much so that you change physical reality.
Yeah, it is quite literally proof that the things that come out of your mouth
change reality,
affect your physical surroundings.
I personally believe this is one of the
In order for some of us to wake up, in order for some of us,
we have 67,000, at minimum, 67,000 thoughts every day. 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day for those people who are overthinkers. Do we do 90,000 things a day? Of course not. So most of our experiences are happening here, all right? So because of that, now that we've activated this, put this online, and let this whole consciousness know I am here as divine. I have affirmed myself. Now let's wake up the spirit. How do I do that? I wake up the spirit with meditation and prayer. I wake up the spirit by meditation and prayer. And I tell people all the time, meditation is you listening to the divine consciousness or God to receive downloads. Prayer is you speaking to your divine self. We have 67,000.
Was watermelon originally yellow? So that's the information I came across. That was very interesting for me as well, because I thought that, you know, watermelon was just red and that the yellow one was like a derivative of the red. But according to the information I came across on the internet, I haven't done any deeper studies on it because I didn't really care that much, right? But I did come across information where they're saying that the original watermelon is yellow. We get the red varieties that comes after that. I don't know how true it is because I never looked into it that deeply, so I'm not gonna say it's true or not, but that's what I did come across. On a certain level of observation, I guess it's not that far-fetched because most fruits actually are yellow. Bananas are yellow, oranges are yellow, papayas are yellow, pineapple is yellow. You see what I'm saying? Mangoes are yellow. So a lot of fruits are actually yellow. So it's not far-fetched to believe that it could be a potential or it could be possible that the original watermelon was actually yellow. You get what I'm saying? Just by looking at the, you know, the correspondence in that sense. So I don't know for sure, but yeah. Was watermelon originally...
Nikola Tesla taught his students that the powers of the 3, 6s, 9s were the extraordinary set. That water, that lava-heated steam, is the breath of the earth. It carries with it that sacred frequency. He photographed it. You see a 360-degree circle with 36 points in a star, uniquely made by 528. We're living in a hydrated atmosphere. Water is a liquid crystal superconductor of sound and light. The words are sounds. Sounds are electromagnetic frequencies. What's that? Again, simple mathematics. There's 9 notes that creates everything in the universe. The third note in that sequence is 528. The miracle note of the universe is 528 hertz frequency. There's a lot of counterintelligence propagandists trying to suppress this. They're advancing that 432 is the real deal, not 528. That's a lot of hogwash.
You just listened to Dr. Leonard Horowitz. He often mentions that we live in an atmosphere highly saturated with water. It surrounds us constantly as we speak. It's worth noting that the ocean, which we perceive as a state of matter, is also inherently composed of water. Additionally, water possesses extraordinary characteristics such as being a liquid crystal superconductor of both sound and light.
You are a digital, bioholographic precipitation, crystallization, miraculous manifestation of divine frequency vibrations coming out of water. The entire universe, all space, is full of water.
Dr. Leonard Horowitz is exploring a deep and intriguing idea that ties together ancient writings, the nature of the cosmos, and the powerful language of music and sounds. He starts by referring to the story of creation from the Bible's Genesis and highlighting the simultaneous existence of the Creator and water at the very beginning. Horowitz sees the moment when the Holy Spirit moves across the water as a pivotal interaction where sounds, words, are seen as electromagnetic frequencies that play a crucial role in bringing about creation. This idea is further illustrated by comparing the divine command, "Let there be light," which resulted in the creation of the sun, to the natural phenomenon of sonoluminescence, where dolphins produce light by manipulating water bubbles with sound. This comparison is used to underline his belief that sound, or more broadly music, is a foundational force in the universe. Expanding on this concept, Horowitz introduces the idea idea of the perfect circle of sound, a collection of 9 essential creative frequencies he believes are at the heart of the universe's structure and existence. He emphasizes the importance of the 528 Hz frequency, which he connects to the ancient solfeggio musical scale traditionally comprising 6 notes. Now expanded to 9 frequencies, this complete circle is seen as crucial for the universe's creation and ongoing existence. Horowitz's narrative merges elements of spirituality, scientific inquiry, and musical theory, suggesting a unified and resonant understanding of the universe and our interconnectedness with it through the fundamental and universal medium of sound and music.
But the first notes were not do, re, mi, but ut, re, mi. Mi stands for Miragistorum in Latin, or miracles in English. So the miracle note of the universe is love. The miracle note of the universe is 528 Hz frequency, and it's the heart of everything.
Dr. Leonard Horowitz is explaining that there is something special about the greenish-yellow color we often see in nature. This color isn't just randomly chosen by nature, it's actually very important to life. It's the same color at the center of a rainbow and is closely connected to sounds and vibrations, showing there's a deep harmony in the world that goes beyond just what we can see. This special color is chosen by nature for chlorophyll, which is what plants use to turn sunlight into the energy they need to live. What's interesting is that the main part of chlorophyll is very similar to hemoglobin, which is what carries oxygen in our blood. The big difference is that chlorophyll has magnesium where hemoglobin has iron. This similarity shows a deep connection between the life processes of plants and humans, highlighting how everything in nature is linked. The discussion then moves to how sounds and their frequencies are crucial in creating everything, especially pointing out how they can form hydrogen. Hydrogen is essential in making water, which is vital for life. This idea expands to show that the whole universe is influenced by the movement of electrons, a concept known as piezoelectricity. This means that everything that moves or changes, from the smallest blink to the biggest cosmic event, is driven by electrons. Looking at the world this way, we see how colors, sounds, and the movements of tiny particles like electrons are all connected, creating the world and life as we know it. It shows us a universe where everything is linked together by the basic forces and elements, making every part of existence deeply intertwined.
And so water is donating those electrons, and the sun is beaming those electrons in both sound and light. The rainbow reflects that. At the heart of the rainbow is 528 Hertz, and what's taking place is that chlorophyll molecule, which is receiving that love, literally vibrating it crystallography-wise, bioholographically into the structure that's selected by all of nature to be the principal energy-carrying pigment and transforming pigment, to transform the love of the sun into the oxygen that we breathe.
The word aloha.
Nikola Tesla taught his students that the power
deep. Stuff really get deep. I'm telling you, life is strange, man. Life with how you going down a rabbit hole, like, oh my goodness, man. Like, you know.
If you understand this one thing, you are going to get your manifestation, realizing that the 3D is not happening in real time. Scandalous. This will help you, okay? Let's go sciencey for a hot minute. So the sun that you feel on your back when you go outside, I believe it's like 7 minutes is the delay. The stars that you see in the sky, dead. Speed of sound, speed of light, not instant, okay? Me talking to you here on TikTok, I'm a bunch of ones and zeros. Even when I go on live, it is not happening instantly. My hand moving, it takes time for the signal from my brain to go towards my hand. Nothing is happening in real time. The 3D algorithm is delayed. So find comfort in that. So if you're experiencing something that you don't like, okay, cool. If this is delayed and I'm experiencing something that I don't like, then that means that this is a manifestation of old self. So I get to chill, I get to relax and know that as long as I stick to my manifestation game and keep returning to my new self and my decision, embodying the new state, then this out here will change and who I am being, this new version of me, will get pushed out. It's not happening in real time. If you understand this one thing, you are going to get your manifestation.
It's crazy how we gotta be patient for things, but that's what it is. That's what it's about, man. That's what life is, man. You gotta be patient. You gotta learn how to wait for things sometimes. For real. And everything is not just gonna come like that, you know?
Look into the eyes of another being. You see another being looking out at you. Are you in there? I'm in here. Far out. How did you get into that one? And you see another being just like you, but packaged differently. And you see the body and the personality and the astrology all as packaging, as veils. And you look right through. That's why we call eyes are the windows of the soul. You look through and you see another awareness. Call it a soul if you want, doesn't matter. Another awareness just like you, unique, separate, different, on a different trip, because you can see how the packaging defines the trip. From the soul's point of view, look into the eyes of another being.
This is by far my favorite story. I've said that like 8 times. This is Nancy Rhines. She was hit by a car while riding a bike and had a near-death experience that completely flipped her worldview. Her consciousness split. One part of her stayed in her body and the other part was watching peacefully from about 50 feet away and explaining that this was okay, it was meant to happen. In the hospital while under anesthesia, she was surprised to find herself waking up in a meadow. She thought she must be dead. That she wondered why she wasn't in hell because her Catholic upbringing said atheists went to hell. A voice from all around her answered, "This is your home. You're a part of this and you belong here." Then a woman approached her and told her that she was going to teach her some things that were going to help her on Earth. She did not want to go back, but the woman told her she had already agreed to. In front of her, the woman showed a scene of her before coming to Earth agreeing to all these experiences. The woman showed Nancy that she knew she was likely going to lose touch with any sort of spirituality and that she was going to have about 3 shots to reconnect to it, and the third was the accident. Then she was taken to a place where souls who have left Earth come to decompress and reflect on their lives, and they did it in an environment that was comfortable for them. So for her it was like nature with mountains and rivers. But eventually she was forcefully shoved back into her body. She was screaming, "Where are my friends?" when she got back. The nurses thought she meant her friends in the waiting room. Follow and repost because I'm going to make a lot more of them. Thank you. This is by...
I think religion, Christianity has played a part, a serious role in giving us this inferiority complex. As I don't remember who was the speaker who said, I mean, if the slave and the slave master is worshiping the same God, whose prayers get answered? You know, a couple months ago I had to go to a funeral in Port Antonio. And I will go to a funeral, not for the funeral, but to support the family, somebody who is very close to me. Because I don't really take part in it, but to show myself there and let them know that I do care about them. And I looked in the church, and I had not been in a church for so long that I couldn't believe when I stepped in there and all these black folks in there and this big white Jesus. I mean, it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing that we're still at this stage where we're still really believing that stuff. It's unbelievable.
That's crazy. At least they believe in something, though, you know. That's how
I've been doing this long enough to tell you that nobody changes until they change their energy.
Right.
And when you change your energy, you change your life. It's the way it is. So when you stop using your enemy to reaffirm your addiction to hatred, when you stop using your best friend to reaffirm your addiction to suffering, when you stop using your Facebook to reaffirm your addiction to insecurity, when you stop that whole process and you start going inward and you're no longer relying on those outer things to create those emotions and you start creating those inner emotional states, you start changing your energy. Now, whatever is no longer a vibrational match between you and that past, present reality is going to fall away.
Right.
They're just going to spiral out because you're no longer putting your attention on them. In other words, the stronger the emotion you feel with some problem in your life, the more you give it your attention. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. You're giving your power away, your life force, your energy to heal to that person or that problem. Lower the volumes of that emotion, you take your attention off that person, you're calling energy back to you. And you're building your own electromagnetic field. We've seen the evidence of that in many events because and people start overcoming themselves, the first day, not always, but the energy of the room will drop. Why? Because they're drawing from the field to build their own field. Now when they build their own field the next day and the fields start interfering with the people next to them, whoop, the energy in the room just keeps going up, right?
Yeah.
So now, there's no longer a vibrational match between you and your coworker, you and your job, you and your boss. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Because that old known thing is going to fall away because you're
Yeah.
no longer emotionally and energetically connected to it.
Right.
So then when you get in that state, it's not a time to try to put it back together. Because at the same time these things are unraveling and they're moving towards chaos, and chaos is just unpredictable order.
Right.
It's novelty, the newness of an experience that you can't predict is chaos. If you apply the formula, and all potentials in the quantum field exist as electromagnetic potentials. They are possibilities. So now you're going to combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, the thought being the electrical charge, the feeling being the magnetic charge. You begin to open your heart. It begins to produce that broad field. You lay the thought of a new future into there. Now you're changing your energy. When they begin to synchronize coherently, your brain and heart, you got a strong Wi-Fi signal. Because now you're putting out a very laser coherent signal.
Right.
When there's a synchronization between your energy and that potential that exists in the future, but it really exists in the present moment because that's where they exist in the quantum. Now you start to see synchronicities in your life because you're synchronized to a future, and they come as
how about
opportunities.
that?
Wow, that was
Oh.
kind of cool. And those are breadcrumbs from the field, like keep going, keep going, you're on to something.
Yeah.
So the problem is that people, they do it and then they get up and then they react in traffic, or they get frustrated and they start feeling the
Why are you
emotions of the
talking
past.
about me?
They start feeling the emotions of their past, and you know what happens?
Yeah.
They just disconnected from the energy of their future, and they're back to the energy of the past. Don't expect anything to change in your life. In fact, expect more reasons to be frustrated. But if you catch yourself, you take a breath, you get back into brain and heart coherence, you tune back in, well, you're not going to go unconscious.
That's
till
a
8
victory.
o'clock.
Like
That's
as
a
you said,
victory.
that's a victory.
So then the key then is to be able to keep synchronizing to the point where it begins to become familiar. And the word meditation means to become familiar with. So now you're in a new familiar state of being, and people say, I'm really not doing anything. Of course, you're doing the work. You're becoming familiar with a new set of thoughts, new set of intentions, a new set of emotions. Your heart's opening more. Your immune system's up-regulating. Your genes are up-regulating. Your brain and heart are more coherent. Your energy field is bigger. You feel connected more. All these things, you're changing programs. You start seeing those things taking place in your life. You're going to want to do this, right? It's not going to be effort.
100%.
Now, live by the hormones of stress. The hormones of stress cause us to draw from this field and turn it into chemistry, heightens our senses. We become materialists. We narrow our focus on the cause. Now, when we create reality, now we're living in three-dimensional reality. The way we do it is we got to drag our body through space from one point of consciousness where I am to my future, my dreams, another point of consciousness, and that's going to take time. I've been doing this long enough to tell you that
What you are seeing here is the pattern of electromagnetism. This pattern creates the symbol of the seed of life. Everything is generated through electromagnetism. The electromagnetic torus field is the true atom of this physical universe. Looking down on this torus field, you would see the seed of life, which is the seed of creation. They tell you this is the real atom because they want you to believe the universe is only physical. It's actually holographic. Everything physical comes from the metaphysical, spiritual side of creation. The ancients understood this, but were not being taught electromagnetism today because it exposes the true cosmology of Earth. This is why you see Jesus pointing at his heart, because your heart is a vortex which produces this electromagnetic field around your body. This can be manipulated through emotion, which is energy in motion. Your emotions shouldn't be reactive. They are a creational force to manipulate energy and your electromagnetic field. They've lied about everything. We know nothing. What you're seeing here is the pattern of electromagnetism.
If Kamala Harris wins the 2024 presidency, then the economic depression that was meant for Donald Trump will fall to her administration. And so this is a message for you educated liberals and progressives who somehow missed what's obvious about the economy. We can't afford to be progressive anymore. Like, we printed money, right? We opened borders, flooded the census, which indirectly impacted the cost of living to rise. That's why you can't afford anything. We could not afford to fund Ukraine for your democracy. We could not afford to fund Iran either, but we are. We're spurring World War III. We can't afford to do that, but we are. So here's my point. If you want to focus and fixate on Kamala Harris's genitals and her brown skin, I hope you understand political strategy is making a fool out of you. She's going to be focused on all the stuff that women generally are, all the feelings stuff. Meanwhile, you're going to see an age where you have to protect your resources and your food and your families and yourselves. Do you want Kamala Harris to be the chief and commander? If you do, listen up. And this is not to be vulgar, but I hope her genitalia and her melanin and her strong black queen energy gets you through the economic depression that was meant to fall on Donald Trump's lap. Congrats, you got played.
So I'm not gonna.
Women are attracted, generally speaking, the research shows, to men based on 3 reasons. The third is kindness. They don't want someone who's going to be a good person. They're impressed by men who are good to their parents and kind and go out of their way to help people when there's no reciprocal expectation. The second is intelligence, because the smarter you are, the more likely you are to make good decisions and protect your family's offspring. And by the way, the fastest way to communicate intelligence is humor. I've always said if you can make a woman laugh, you can kiss her. Wow. And then the most important thing, though, to women, and people don't like to admit this, is the man's ability to signal future resources. It's not even he has to be rich now, but he has to have his act together such that he looks like he will be a decent provider. And the number of people, the number of men we're producing that qualify in this category is shrinking as women get it's the high heels effect. Just as 50% of women say they won't date a man shorter than them, I bet it's 80%. They're just not as drawn to men who are smaller than them because it's very instinctual. I need someone who will protect my young. Metaphorically, women are getting taller every day. They're killing it.
Financially, education, intelligence, opportunities, resources.
Women are killing it, and it's amazing. Women are attracted, generally speaking,
The sharpened bamboo stakes were sometimes coated in feces, so soldiers not only faced the immediate pain of the puncture wound, but also a high likelihood of severe infections. The sticks were often placed in camouflaged pits, where an unsuspecting soldier would accidentally step into them, driving the sharp bamboo deep into their feet and legs. Another tactic involved laying boards over a pit. As the boards snapped, the sticks would spring upward, penetrating the soldier's leg. Wow. The sharpened bamboo stakes were some
7 planets are gods. They are not spinning balls in space. They are lights within the firmament. The 7 planets give you the 7 days of the week, the 7 metals, the 7 chakras. Low vibrating light turns into matter. High vibrating matter turns into light. The 7 planets give their lights onto the earth and they create the 7 metals. This is why the 7 metals have the same symbols for the 7 planets. Sun gives you gold, the moon gives you silver, Saturn gives you lead. Elohim are the 7 planets. The Bible says that Elohim let us make humans in our image and after our likeness. The 7 energies give us 7 vices to operate in this soul system. Sun, the life giver. Mercury, the intellect. The moon, emotive. Saturn, structure and discipline. The 7 Jewish candlestick are the 7 planets. Revelation 1:20, the 7 stars are the 7 angels of the churches. Job 38:32, do you know the audience of the heavens? Can you establish their rule on the earth? The heavens rules over the earth. Judaism is the worship of Saturn. This is why they worship their god on Saturn Day. Christianity is a sun cult. This is why they worship their god on Sunday and has 12 disciples for the 12 zodiac signs. 7 planets are gods. They are not spinning balls.
You've probably heard many times about hurricanes, tornadoes, typhoons, cyclones, and monsoons. But what's the difference between them? First, these 3 guys, hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones, are actually the same phenomenon. Huge tropical storms that form just over the water's surface, but are called different names depending on where they form. Thus, hurricanes are storms that form in the Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean. Typhoons form in the northwestern Pacific Ocean, and the home of cyclones is the South Pacific and Indian Ocean. Interestingly, cyclones, unlike hurricanes and typhoons, rotate in the opposite direction because they form in the southern hemisphere. Tornadoes are not as large but very powerful rotating columns of air that form only over land. Tornadoes are most common in the United States, but they also occur in other parts of the world. And monsoons are seasonal winds that change direction twice a year and bring large amounts of rain. Monsoons are most often found in South Asia, where they have an impact on the climate and agriculture. You've probably heard many times about hurricanes.
It comes and it goes. It's like riding a wave. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. But at least I know where I want to go. And I want to take as many people with me as I possibly can, because the feeling is amazing.
It's crazy, man.
A few months ago.
It's like once you become awakened, man, it's like no going back, man. For real. There's no going back.
It took me 9 years to learn this, but I'll teach you in a minute. Here are 10 uncomfortable truths about life. 1. A salary is a drug that your employer gives you to forget your dreams. 2. If you continue to wait for the right time, you'll waste your entire life and nothing will happen. 3. Even when you trust your close friends and family, let them know nothing about you. 4. You'll lose 99% of your close friends if you start upgrading your life. 5. You'll be 10 times happier if you forgive your parents and stop blaming them for your problems. 6. You become more mature when you train yourself to take nothing personally. 7. You don't need 100 self-help books. All you need is action plus self-discipline. 8. The most difficult mission on earth is to focus on your dreams, and the easiest task is to complain. 9. By age 30, your inner circle should be more focused on making money, building their body, and starting a family. 10. People are stuck in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone.
Oh my God.
You'll
That is so
probably never
real,
see
though.
me again unless you...
Bro, that is so real. People are stuck in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone. That is so real.
Yeah, the term swastika, that is not a German term. The very name, swastika, is a Hindu word. And it's a symbol. Now, most people in the audience have probably never heard of this, but in occultism, it deals a lot with energies, with powers and forces. And these powers and forces come through something that are called chakras. And the word chakra is a Hindu word which means spinning vortex. Now, the swastika is a symbol of the chakras that are energized and working in unison. So the word swastika is a Hindu word, not a German word. And the word Aryan is a Hindu word. Now, it has nothing to do with ancient Germans. The Aryans were the Brahmin caste of Hinduism. So much of the terminology and concepts that Hitler used were from esoteric Hinduism and had nothing to do with, ancient German culture or folklore at all. Yeah, the term swastika, that is...
But it was just my imagination once.
How it feels talking to people about holistic health, consciousness, and government corruption. Just like talking to a brick wall.
Let me show you how to use pumpkin to replace butter to make these fire chocolate chip cookies. This is a good way to add more fiber and less cholesterol to something that we love. First, you want to take pumpkin, date syrup, coconut sugar, flaxseed, vanilla, coconut oil, cinnamon, and nutmeg and blend it up. In a bowl, add spelt flour, baking soda, cornstarch, mix it up. Now we're going to add our wet mix with the dry batter. Stir it up real nice. Add the chocolate chips. Add them to a pan with parchment paper. Add a little more chocolate chips on top and bake them for about 18 minutes. And you got some straight fire. Let me show you how to use pumpkin.
A Jewish celebrity like you would know.
Nigga, you can't.
What are some dirty Hollywood secrets only a mega Jewish celebrity like you would know?
Because I'm a stand-up comic and I work alone most of the time, I'm not part of a cast or I'm not in a movie. The thing that I do the most is stand-up. I will sometimes.
But that's not what most people know you from.
Really?
What are some dirty Hollywood secrets?
I play it cool with you. You know, I come through a couple times and I really don't do shit, you know, so that way you get more comfortable. And then one day I say, hey, you know what? You've been a real good friend to me, and I just want to show my appreciation. You know, you didn't show me your planet, or you didn't gave me land, you didn't show me how to live, you didn't talk, you know. You gotta remember what we did to them, what we did for them. So before we jump to that, let's recall, we talk about this Thanksgiving shit. Alright? Let me give you a real history on Thanksgiving real quick. Alright, so let's not jump around the fact that you taught me everything I know. You taught me how to walk, literally. We taught human beings how to walk. Zeus, he messed them up genetically. And then they turned on Zeus. But when they came to this planet, we taught human beings how to walk. We assigned a sect of us called the Moors to watch.
Us celebrating Thanksgiving is literally like South African having a national holiday to commemorate the first day of apartheid. Or like I said in the first video, it's like us celebrating the first ship that arrived to the shores that contained stolen people. Like, we would never. And as crazy as those examples are, they don't even really fully encapsulate and quantify the impact and the damage that the beginning and the marker of Thanksgiving and what it actually stands for meant for Indigenous people. And I don't know where you fall on the spectrum, but it, you know, when it's like 4th of July and, you know, Memorial Day and everybody's walking around with like American flags, like I'm never the girly like, oh, I'm in the American flag t-shirt. Like, I'm never one of those girlies. But somehow, like, this Thanksgiving, like, just thinking about just the historical context, it's giving like us celebrating Thanksgiving is literally,
I play it cool with you, you know. Because we have chakras. So we have.
Yo, my bad. I had to cut it out, yo. My bad.
They rise in ascension and correct their spirit. They have the ability to get a soul. You see? Because they were made in our image.
Alright, let me do that because
Alright, so let's not jump.
us celebrating Thanksgiving.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Thanksgiving has always been the 4th Thursday of the month. And I only know this because I got time this morning and I checked. I don't know who needs to hear this.
Y'all want to know something crazy? This is how they keep you all in the Matrix. Every year,
holidays.
There's a holiday. You got Christmas, Thanksgiving, sprinkle a little Valentine's Day in there. And it happens on the same day, quote unquote, every year. So that's like a cycle. So in order for a cycle to happen, the same things have to happen. Celebrating the same thing every single year. When time is an illusion itself, to keep you going in a circle. Not only do they give you all these events, they focus it around drinking heavily. Because in your timeline, it's about to be the 4th of July. In your head, you already know what you're finna do. You are already programmed to think about fireworks. So think about everything else they done programmed you with. What to eat on these days. How to behave on these days. Then again, they pick these days for a reason, to harvest your energy. You are giving them your energy, partaking in these events every quote-unquote year. How do you begin something new when you keep doing the same cycles? Get out that matrix. Y'all want to know something crazy? Wow. This is how they keep you all in the...
Yeah, they got me. I'm over here got a Christmas shit. It be like that though, like, but it'd be nice though. Just seeing the lights, it's cool.
Thing that you have to say, they want to make sure they can always get in contact with you. Obviously,
I'm honored to be here with you.
Oh, it's an honor.
Anytime.
And you know, we want to just give this one just some quick attention based off of this holiday that is among us, called Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, Thanksgiving, as we know, is a holiday once you're in school that we teach to our kids that, you know, the pilgrims and the Indians come together and they share a feast.
Friendship.
And friendship. And it's all about family and sharing.
Yes.
When ultimately, from my studies, and I'm pretty sure you can kind of expound on this even more, is that really that feast was ultimately a celebration for a massacre of over 700 Native Americans. Mm-hmm. And then once Abraham Lincoln, actually years later, then sanctioned it a holiday and kind of tried to clean it up a little bit. But the actual, you know, feast that the pilgrims were having during that time wasn't a celebration of friendliness or giving at all. It was really like, hey, they finally got some food because they had been starving. And they killed the godless Indians, which they called it. So I would love to just, you know, kind of pick your brain on that and just say, why is it that we celebrate Thanksgiving, and why haven't we heard the truth about Thanksgiving?
Well, I think you just laid it out. If you tell the truth, then you got to talk about an act of genocide, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that first Plymouth colony in the early 17th century, you know, we know that they landed here in 1620.
Right.
Or as Malcolm said, Plymouth Rock, you know, landed on us.
Yeah,
right?
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
That's right. Plymouth Rock landed on us, brother.
Yeah.
And our Native American, the Wampanoag people in that region,
right,
Massachusetts, and they only came here, these white folks, with about 100 so-called colonists.
Wow.
102. By the time they got through that first winter, they were celebrating the fact that they had survived, but only about half of them survived.
Wow.
Yeah, and we only a little over 50.
Wow.
So they had a little harvest, but before they had that harvest, they were dying from disease and starvation.
Right.
There are only 2 accounts that survived that give any testimony as to who was there at that first Thanksgiving, and both of them written from the white side.
Right.
We know now, looking at some of the records of trials, for example, that some of those folks weren't just eating vegetables and meat.
Right.
Well, they were eating meat, but some of the meat included
human meat.
Human meat, brother. Because when you starving and somebody died, you looking at them like, well, you're not using your body anymore, so maybe I just need to eat you.
So at the first Thanksgiving, they wasn't no turkey.
Well, they were giving thanks that they didn't have to eat each other anymore.
Right.
Although in their defense, in a little bit, some of them were tried for that because cannibalism was still something that they didn't want to do.
Wow.
But at some point, you have to survive.
Right.
You know, but the Native Americans, on the other hand, who apparently attended the first Thanksgiving, the Native Americans who may have been as much as 90 folks who were there.
Right.
And there's no clear account as to why they were there.
Right.
They had plenty of food.
Right.
Cranberries, fish. They had done
from
all
the
that.
land. It was their land.
It was their land. In fact, they did help some of those Europeans survive.
Right.
Now, looking back 500 some years later, that may have been a bad decision.
Right.
But they did help them, and they were celebrating. It wasn't friendship. Now, there were some Africans, there were some Native Americans.
Right.
There was one dude named Squanto.
Thing that you have to say, they want to make sure they can always get in contact with you, obviously.
I'm honored to be here with you.
Oh, it's an honor.
Anytime.
All right, it's crazy. Okay. I know it was crazy back then, but I didn't know it was that guy. That crazy. What? Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, I just learned something new right there, for real.
This video will change the way you view Thanksgiving. In the word.
I'm gonna skip that one, I'm sorry.
Let me share with y'all some things that I learned before Thanksgiving that is going to be very crucial for you to understand, especially if you are on your spiritual or conscious awakening journey. When people fix your food or when people cook your food, they can put whatever intention or energy they want to put in there. If they want to ensure that you become infertile, if they want to ensure that your man leaves you, if they want to ensure that you no longer have the money or success that you have when you come to that dinner, they can put that energy in that food while they're cooking it. When they're spreading drama and spreading word of mouth or whatever while they're cooking, they are putting that energy into that food. Not only that, but by feeding you low vibrational foods, that is going to take away from the soul food that you are supposed to be fulfilling yourself with at this time through introspection, through going within, through hibernating as we transition into the winter season. Those traditions that you think are traditions are simply just rituals. They are magic rituals to keep you stuck in the same cycle, in the same place, doing the same generational curses over and over again. If you really want to be different and make a change, go start your own traditions. Start your own cooking journeys. Learn about foods that work better for you and your family, so that way next year or next season or the next time you have a gathering, because you don't have to wait until one day out of the year to enjoy family, to enjoy love, to enjoy community. That's when you can take that energy back and learn new traditions, plan new events, do new things. Those people that's telling you they gonna pray for you, they gonna pray over the food, God gonna bless you, whatever like that, know what they're praying. Are they praying for you, or are they hunting praying for you? Is their God the devil, or is their God what their highest self looks like? Do they know the difference? When you go and you touch and you hug on other people, are you realizing that that energy is transferring to, through, and from you? So before you say it's just another holiday, before you say I'm just going to enjoy family, before you say it's just a gathering and I have the day off, know the reason for the season. Not the one they taught you in school, that everybody was coming together to sing Kumbaya and whatever like that. This quite literally, this holy day is a celebration of manipulation. I say, boo, let me share with y'all some things that I...
She's about Ashe. That's right though, Ashe. I can't hear this. This video just got muted.
This video will change the way you view Thanksgiving in the worst way. And of course, it goes without saying, this is no reflection on America today. As a warning, we will be covering some upsetting themes. Today, Thanksgiving is a wonderful, positive annual celebration where family and friends far and wide come together to celebrate and feast like royalty. But what if I told you that the roots for this joyous festival are actually incredibly dark, and that arguably the Thanksgiving celebration originated from a massacre? What is widely known about the first Thanksgiving is, in 1621, Plymouth colonists who'd recently arrived from Britain shared a feast with the indigenous Wampanoag tribe. The tribe provided native food and taught the colonists how best to hunt and farm on the land. What is not well known is the massive division there would have been between them, and that due to this meeting, over 90% of the Wampanoag tribe would have died within 3 years, due to an unknown plague that the colonists brought with them. And the very few from the tribe who survived ran the very real risk of being kidnapped and sold as slaves. Around this time, boats with as many as 500 slaves would leave the New England port. A day of Thanksgiving was reported soon after in Connecticut in 1637, when reportedly a force of English Puritans led an attack on the sleeping Pequot village. The sleeping tribe were unarmed, and those who ran were beaten or shot, and those in their homes had their houses burnt to the ground, with them in it. The massacre lasted little more than an hour, and the lives of 500 to 700 of the Pequot tribe were lost. John Winthrop, the governor of Massachusetts, said the following in his diary. There was a day of Thanksgiving kept in all the churches for the victory obtained against the Pequots. Historians still debate whether his use of Thanksgiving was a phrase that was used at that time, or if it's an origin of the modern Thanksgiving. During the Civil War of 1863, President Lincoln wanted to unite a divided America. He painted the first feast in 1621 in a positive light and made it a national holiday. To many indigenous people, Thanksgiving is a day of mourning. However, others choose to celebrate it. November is Indigenous History Month, so while enjoying Thanksgiving, take time to research the indigenous people and their incredible history. This video will change...
It's way deeper than that, I feel like. But okay, hey, everybody got their own perspectives and their own beliefs on things, so it's cool. I like to hear people point of view. Alright, y'all. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Got something from it, learned something new. Got a laugh in, probably. All that good stuff. So, like I always like to say, I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.